let's just be quite honest. In most cases, most of us, probably more, all of us, we always dream of the day where we didn't have any problems. We dream of the day where life will be so perfect, no problems, no worries. We dream of that day, where perfection will exist because be it our career, be it our love life, be it our life in general, we dream of the day where everything will be so perfect and we will have no problems. We dream of that day because we would say that, I'm always experiencing problems. I just dream of a day when life will just be perfect. But then little do we know that indeed problems are opportunities for self-growth. The problem is that they come in a disguised form, but then they give us a platform for growth. So in most cases, be it you losing someone that you will so depend on, the moment you lose that person, that's the moment you adapt to being independent. You adapt to having a life of independence. But then in most cases, when those problems come, we wouldn't see the opportunities for self-growth because they just opportunities that come in a disguised form. So little do we know that indeed problems are opportunities. So we need to translate, or we need to perceive problems as opportunities. So with that being said, I'll just narrate from a personal experience. I know of a friend of mine who went from the longest depression. He went through a depression for the longest of time, and as we speak today, he is an emotional healer because he took that pain that he once encountered to say that, okay, I've went from depression for the longest of time. Now I don't want to see any person besides me experiencing the same problem, so I'm going to use that pain to be an emotional healer. So in most cases where we dream of having a day with or life rather with no problems, the moment we encounter problems, we go through depression, then it's a case that we're going to go through therapy. Now, when we go to therapy, it's also going to be a case that we're going to seek sympathy from people to say that I've went through this sadness, I went through this depression. Now, when you go to therapy, you seek sympathy from people, and in a way, you play victim and to say that, I'm just living this life of being, attacked. I'm having this life where the world is against me. You feel so less of yourself, and you seek sympathy from people. Now, we shouldn't do that. We should use that problem, that pain, to translate it into something great. So he went through depression for the longest of time, and he used that to become an emotional healer. So as I speak to you today, he is a mental coach. He then makes sure that he doesn't want to see any other person apart from him going through the same experience. So for one too, I went through a case where I would be in a platform where people just remind me to say that, so in terms of you doing admin work, you're not doing it great. You need to make sure that you perfect this kind of thing. So I made sure that the kind of problem that I've encountered in my life, I'm going to use that to say that I want to be a purpose life coach, to make sure that nobody else go through the same experience. Nobody else shouldn't be in a platform where he or she feels that the kind of task or the kind of responsibilities given to him are a burden. So I need to make sure I coach people to follow their path and their purpose. So I'll also speak about a personal story of a friend of mine. He said that, Kagiso, please speak to me. And then you're a purpose life coach, and I want some clarity on this. So he spoke to me to say that, Kagiso, I'm 27 years of age at the moment. And from an early young age, I used to play soccer so well. I used to devote all of my time playing soccer. But then now it's me reaching that stage of 28 years already. But then how do I live my purpose when my purpose was to play soccer? Because I had a gift. I used to devote all my childhood time in playing soccer. Now, how do I follow my purpose? How do I make sure that I contribute in this place? Whereas the gift that I always thought I had, it was playing soccer, but then I'm only 28 years of age at the moment. Now, what do I do next? Now, it was a case that, okay, you're 28 years of age, and your gift was to play soccer. And I know of a fact that he used to play soccer, and I used to watch him, and he was so great at it. And everybody knew him from his great skills of playing soccer. He used that to make sure that he becomes a master. So what happened is that I told him, okay, you're 28 years of age. what you can do is that you can venture into the sports space. You can venture into sports, but in a different way, to say that nobody else needs to go through the same experience that you did. So you experience diversity in your life where you felt that you didn't get opportunities of nurturing that gift, that growth of you playing soccer. You need to make sure that nobody else experiences the same problem. Nobody else go through that same hardship. Now, what he does is that he took a gift to say, so if you made a thing that, okay, you incorporated the company at your age, why wouldn't I do the same? So he went to say that, okay, I always wanted to play soccer, but then I didn't have the possibilities and the opportunities. Now I'm going to use that to say that I need to change narratives at where I stay. I need to make sure that young people who are so gifted in soccer don't experience the same thing. He went on to say that he came up with an idea where he will just, incorporate an idea where indoor soccer will be played at his very, very same village, to make sure that those boys, they need to have a platform where they could be nurturing their gifts. Now, he made sure that, okay, as much as I cannot play soccer at the age of 28 years, but then I can still contribute with that regard, with that kind of space. To say that he went on to say, I'm going to start up an indoor soccer where young people from my village will be seen, and I'm going to capture this into a digital marketing space where scouts will just watch these young people. I'm going to make sure that I'm going to give them great opportunities in which I lacked. So you just playing victim to say that, you know what, I always wanted to play soccer. I'm only 28 years of age. Now I'm going to be a victim. No, he used that, pain, that adversity to say that I don't want to see anybody else going through the same experience. Now he's doing that. He's doing a lot of fundraising, getting sponsorship, getting a lot of networks with that regard. Now, as we speak at the moment, he is contributing to something that we haven't seen before, an indoor soccer at a village in Limpopo, to say that he used the very same hardship, but it translated to something great. So it's no point to say that, no, I'm playing victim, I need therapy, I seek sympathy from people, but then you take those problems and you translate them into opportunities. So going on, in terms of IQ, we have different kinds of IQs. You have logical IQ, you have sports IQ, but then the problem is that the system of life, it only considers the IQ of logic, the IQ of memory. So to say that only people who are so great in logic and memory will be considered, because the school system, it's a platform where logic is only being considered. But then people who are so great in sports, I grew up with a lot of great athletes, a lot of great soccer players, where you just watch them and say, yo, this is a great soccer play. And the kind of sports that we play, it also requires IQ, because when you play soccer, the kind of decision that you will take, it's more of intuition and IQ and intelligence. But then we don't have a platform where it caters for that. Now he's just saying that I want to change the narratives of my village. I need to make sure that things will change. Nobody else needs to go to the same hardship, to the same experience, because for one, I know of great artists, great soccer players, which I would just say the talent fading away, because there's no provision, there's no platform in which we can nourish and embrace that kind of IQ, because IQ, it comes in different ways. It doesn't only come in logic, but then the problem is that they don't make any provision and you see the talent fading away. Now it's up to us to change narratives, because in most cases, when we grew up into the system of life, we'll just say that I need to make sure that I become this person who works in the greatest company. How about we start our own? I want to be this person who be involved in the greatest kind of political party, religion party. But then how about we do our own organizations in cooperation, to say that we shouldn't play the petty game, to say that we didn't have the same opportunity, but then we change the narrative. So it's up to us to change the narratives. And as I conclude with this, I'll just say, let us not repeat history, but then rather create it. The aim in this earth place is not to live forever, but then create something that will. So whatever that you have experienced, see a case that you don't want to see anybody else going through the same experience. Now make it a thing that you need to contribute whatever that you have lacked. So childhood deprivation is often the source of adult dreams. Whatever that you feel that you have lacked, whatever that you feel like you didn't receive, don't play the pity game, but then use that to be the master of your destiny. So yes, great evening to you guys, and yes, it's been an awesome night. Thanks for tuning in, And yes, much love for you guys.